everyone, welcome back in the free Figma course for complete beginners. My name is Ines, I'm a principal product designer and a hiring manager with 16 years of experience. If you've missed the previous lessons of this course, go to my YouTube channel and watch them. In today's lesson, I'm going to show you various features in Figma that might not be so obvious at first, but if you know them, they can speed up your work. So let's go straight to the tool and see what we have in the menu. So the first tip I'm going to give you is how to deal with the situation when you have too many layers created. Now you see that the bottom layers are invisible in Figma. So the simple feature that Figma has, but you might overlook it if you don't know it exists, is that you can scroll horizontally the layers panel. It's very handy that you can deal with a situation like that, but honestly, for many years, I did not know that exists and I tried to simplify my layer structure to avoid this situation. Of course, having a simple layer structure is always a good sign, but if you work on a smaller screen and you're dealing with really complex structures, that could be really helpful. Let's go next and I will introduce you the feature that I use a lot. It's the bulk renaming of the layers. So now we have layers that are not called the same way. In the layers panel, you can see it here. So what I can do to fix this situation is that I can just select all the layers that I want to rename and click Command R on my keyboard. And then in this window, I can select them the bulk name. The fantastic thing about this window is that I can be really flexible. I can give them all the similar name, say it like that. So, and they will be renamed accordingly, or I can select the current name, it's gonna be rectangle, I see it here, and I can add a number. For example, I want them to be counted starting from 1, and then you can see that they have a new name with a number in it. What else you can do here is that you can select only a part of the name and change it or remove it altogether. So now you see we have no under dash. The other feature that I'm going to show you will require for me to have objects named the same way. So let's get back to this window and name the objects back to rectangle. Here it is. And now let me show you a tip here. If I will have multiple frames with the same objects on them that are named similarly, I can simply click here on this icon above called Select Matching Layers or choose the shortcut here. And now Figma will do a fantastic thing. It will try to identify a similar object on other frames, but it will not select all the objects that I named rectangle, that's what I wanted to show you, but only the objects that are placed on approximately same position that the one that we have selected. And now, of course, if we will select all the rectangles and click the Select Matching Layers, Figma will select all the layers on the other frame too. The multi-select is really an amazing thing because not only you can select the objects, you can change them accordingly within the frame. So now I can change the size, I can rotate them, and they will rotate accordingly in the second frame and in all of the frames that you have in your designs. This feature is really cool, but only be mindful that it will be working if you have objects placed in different frames. If you have similar objects placed within one frame, like we have here with rectangles, it's not gonna work. So, for example, if I will delete the second frame and I will go back to the first one, and now if I will try to click this Select Matching Layers icon, it will not select anything because you have no other frames that are matching this current frame. And having other layers called rectangle with the same properties is not fooling Figma. So this feature is not for selecting objects on one frame. It's tailored so that you can change the objects that are placed in different frames. The next feature that I'm going to show you is very much useful when you are showing your designs to someone. Maybe you are on a design critique, on a call, and you want to demonstrate all the screens that you have. So now if you have one frame selected or one screen selected, and if you just click N on your keyboard, you will get to the next screen. Shift N at the same time will get you back to the screen. So let me explain one more time what has happened. I had two frames, frame number 1, frame number 2, and instead of doing this awkward movement when you are showing your design, this is my screen number 1, and now I'm going to show you the screen number 2, you can simply jump between the screens, and this will really help you to create a coherent and interesting storytelling. And let's get back to the frame that I have shown you, because here I have already prepared some text layers, and I'm going to show you how you can change the text on all of the layers at once. For that, you just need to select the layers and press enter. Now you can start typing, and a fantastic thing will happen because the text will be replaced in all the layers. I find this feature really useful because in user interface design, we often work with multiple screens and we have the text there, and then the client comes or a stakeholder and they say, hey, we need to change this text, can you do that? And previously, before this feature was introduced in Figma, I had to change that manually. Now it saves me loads of time. Okay, the next feature is awesome too, because you can split a tab in Figma. And here how it will look, I can open the same file in 2 tabs, same as I would do in a browser. Of course, right now I have one file duplicated, but if I have other tabs open, I can specify which tab I want to be open in the split view. Right now it's not really convenient how it looks, but I have a bigger screen at home and I actually often work with 2 Figma files, one file being a design system file and the other file is my actual design file. And maybe I want to see some specifications in the design system file and then transfer it to my design file. And with this view, it is really convenient. This feature is pretty awesome, but there is one thing you need to remember. Now I have created split tabs within one file, but honestly, most of the time I am working with 2 different files and I want them in a split view. So let's close it and create another design file. And now you can see if I'm just dragging and dropping the tabs, they are not really going in a split view. I wish Figma were more predictable on this, because this is my intention if I want 2 tabs to be split. But the way it is working right now is that you need to select the tab and then drag and drop it to the sides of the canvas you want it to go. And then you can have a split tab view with 2 files. Okay, I'm sure you're going to figure this out. And the last feature that I'm going to show you is a bit of a hidden gem in Figma, because it is really important to learn shortcuts when you are studying Figma. Figma has introduced them integrated right into the UI. Here down below you see the question mark icon, and if you click it, you will be able to access this Figma shortcuts tooltip. And within this tooltip, you can basically explore different shortcuts. You will learn most of them in time. This is inevitably what is going to happen. And this is also something that I recommend doing because it's, as I said, will speed up your work significantly. But if you ever forget a shortcut, or if you decide that you are ready to expand your shortcut toolkit, this is where you can find a new shortcut to learn. Okay, and that was it for today. Those were the hidden gems of Figma that could help you to speed up your work. All of them are not really obvious out of how the interface works, but I'm sure right now, as you know them, you can try them and then it will become your second nature to use them all the time. And I hope you liked this lesson. If you are serious about mastering Figma and learning UX UI design, hit the subscribe button down below and click the bell. This way you will get a notification when a new video from me is out. And I see you next time.